the Raspberry Pi Zero Wireless, the latest Raspberry Pi board to be made available. It takes the smallest and cheapest Raspberry Pi board, the Raspberry Pi Zero, and adds support for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I'm going to be taking you through how to set up the board, starting with how to set up the micro SD card, seen here. When setting up the SD card, you may need to put it into one of these micro SD card adapters, as seen here. This is a fairly simple process, which just involves slotting the micro SD card into the back of the micro SD card adapter, like so. Micro SD card adapter then needs to be placed into a reader, such as the one seen here, or perhaps a built-in SD card reader in a laptop. Once that's done, hook it up to a computer and I'll show you what to do next. To set up your Raspberry Pi, you'll have to download an operating system. Head to the Raspberry Pi Foundation website and click on the download section. Once in the download section, select Raspbian, which is the official operating system for the Raspberry Pi. Here you want to select Download Raspbian Jessie with Pixel. Just click Download as Torrent or Download as Zip. Now you need to extract the Raspberry Pi operating system Raspbian ready to be copied onto your SD card. Find the downloaded file, right-click on it and select Extract All, then click Extract. Once you've set up the SD card, you then need to copy over the Raspbian operating system. To do so, download a program called Win32 Disk Imager, which is available from sourceforge.net. Next you need to open Win32 Disk Imager and find the image file which has the copy of Raspbian. Once that image file is selected, you then need to double check that the device letter is the same as the one for the SD card, as shown here. Then all you do is click Write and click Yes. Here you can see the micro SD card slot on the far end of the board. Take your micro SD card and then place it gently into the slot, which it should do fairly easily, just like so. And then pop your board back into its case. And this is the official case from the Raspberry Pi Foundation for the Raspberry Pi Zero Wireless. And what I'm going to do is just slot this in. You can see I've already made a start. Basically just got to put it in so it goes underneath that little catch there, and then these 4 circles at the corner line up with these little just line up with the case like so. If you can see there, they're all sitting so those circular parts go through each corner of the board like so, and then you place the lid on top, which again is just very easy, just clips on, just push it down at each end, and yeah, there you go. You can see there's space at the bottom for the pins if you were to solder in a pin header there, so you could connect it up to more hardware. And then here you've got the various ports, and I'll connect it up now. So connecting up the Raspberry Pi Zero Wireless is pretty straightforward. You've just got the 3 ports. You've got mini HDMI, USB on the go, and a micro USB power socket. So you need a couple of adapters. This is mini HDMI to HDMI, so that goes in there. You'll need the USB on the go cable, which goes in here, and then you'll need the power socket. So you just plug the power cable in like so, and yeah, then you're ready to go. Obviously once you've also plugged in the HDMI as well, and what I've done here is plugged into the USB on the go. I've got my keyboard, my USB keyboard, so I can then set up the Pi from the terminal, from the bash shell once I've actually booted up the Raspbian OS. Here you can see the Raspberry Pi operating system Raspbian booting up. Give it a little while whilst it sets itself up. This is the Raspbian desktop. At present there doesn't appear to be support for the Pi Zero Wireless's Wi-Fi adapter. However, I imagine this is due to having a board pre-release, and I would expect that support would be added at launch of the board or soon after. I hope you found this tutorial useful.